Alright, so here we are. I'm trying to rebuild my lift cylinders today on my project boat, my 23-foot cruiser Bayliner 1995 4.3 LX whatever Vortec motor with Thunderbolt 4 ignition. Here's the two lift cylinders. The lift cylinders were stuck. The motor was stuck in the up position. I've taken everything apart. I've kind of cleaned down inside these cylinders. I had trouble getting the shafts out of these when I took it apart, so I actually took the floor jack from my minivan, my little minivan. I took the floor jack from my minivan and put these things, let me show you here. I set that up like that, put the floor jack on top of it, and then these pieces were stuck down about here, right about there. So what I did was put the two things were stuck together. The two cylinders were stuck about the same distance, so I put the floor jack between them, put the other lift cylinder collar on the right side of that shaft, set the floor jack between them, took a couple of pieces of unistrut cut the same size, and I put them down under where my finger is here, across, and used the floor jack as a hydraulic press, and it pressed those cylinders right off. Now I have another Cruiser set up that I was also trying to see if I could use the top. One of these aluminum tops are like $95 at the parts store to buy them. So I have two other I found out from the parts store that the part numbers are the same for the Gen 1 and the Gen 2s. Mine's a Gen 2, this one here, the newer one. So I took one of them off, and to get that cylinder unstuck, both of those were stuck. I'm trying to find the unistrut pieces that I used to show you. But in the process of my messy warehouse, in the process of trying to get one of them off, I didn't have the two to center side to side. I mean, this hydraulic floor jack pressed them right off, no problem. Of course, I sprayed them with some PB Blaster. Here we go. Okay, here is the pieces of unistrut that I had to help it press even. I turned them like this. I turned them up side by side like this on top of the floor jack. After I put the floor jack on the bottom of the shaft, then I turned these on top, and then these were sitting right like that, and I pushed them in as tight as I could to the shafts. So when it pressed up even, and it squeezed them right off of there in minutes with ease. Sprayed them with some PB Blaster and lube, you know, so they slide off easy. But yes, everything came off easy. Then I got these little inside plunger pieces and pulled the seals off of those. We got these that the bolts go on, and have the check balls and the springs in them. That's all sitting right there. So when I took the single one off, I did the same thing. Set it down, put my foot on top of the jack, and then use these at the very end like this to pry the one up, and I held down on this end with my hand, or you could put it under something. Same thing, it pressed that cylinder, this aluminum thing, right off of there. So that's an easy way to get those off. Anyway, I've got everything cleaned up. I'm going to do one more quick wipe on them. I'm going to touch these with some wet sand, 2000 grit, just to polish them. They had a few small nicks in them, so I cleaned them up. And then I'm ready to put this all back together. I got some grease to lube the seals with, and I'm putting it back on the boat today, but I wanted to get a video of this so I could edit it into the how-to project. And then of course my old surfboard from my surfboard business sitting here. I used to own White Hot surfboards, eh? Okay, so that's one of the boards I need to put a fin back on, sitting here in my warehouse. I got a lot of projects. Okay, I'm going to end this section right now. I'll edit into the next one. Bye.